I mean, it's only been 2 months. 2 glorious, stress-free months. Well, not quite stress-free. There's been stress, but not Etsy stress. That's why I'm a little bit annoyed that I have got to go back on the platform. But first, why was I not on the platform? Well, technically I was, because I haven't completely left Etsy flounced out in a huff. I just didn't reopen my shop after Christmas. I shut it down for a Christmas holiday, put my shop on vacation mode, and then thought, while on vacation, wouldn't it be nice if I didn't reopen in the new year? So I didn't. And there was no big dramatic reason for that. It was simply I just wanted a break. Regular viewers of this channel will already know, but if you're new here, I mean, first of all, if you're new here, hello, I'm Kim. This is the Coffee and Craft Chat, and I've been getting very lazy with my intros lately. But around Christmas time, I was feeling a little bit eye twitchy and burnt out, as I'm sure many of us were. I don't think doing Vlogmas helped, but I'm a stubborn little muppet and I wanted to do it. Anyway, I ended the year feeling very frazzled, and I just wanted to take things off my plate. And I already have a website. I have a Shopify site that actually brings in a lot more income than Etsy does. So it didn't feel such a big dramatic thing as a kind of common sense idea to at least not reopen the shop straight away and give myself a little bit of headspace. That's it. That was the very boring but only reason why I didn't reopen it. And I have really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed having fewer things to stress about at a time when I have less time to spend stressing about things. And plus, and I think I mentioned this in the video where I was talking about not reopening my shop, I do have a bit of a block when it comes to having an Etsy shop as well as a website, in that whenever I think about doing work on my website, I always think, oh, I need to do this on Etsy as well. And it just kind of becomes a bigger job than it needs to be, and it just makes me go, oh, I'll do it later. And it never gets done. So I had this idea, this grand intention of focusing more on my website while I had Etsy on the back burner, and not having the weight of Etsy sort of being constantly tagged on to my website mentally. It just made things clearer in my head, that was all. So yeah, I was looking forward to doing some of that work. Have I done any of that work though? No. Like I said, good intentions. So you might be wondering, okay Kim, then why? Why are you reopening it after 2 glorious months? Well, spaghetti products. Again, if you're not new here, then you'll know exactly what I mean by that. If you are new and you're thinking, what is this woman on about now? Well, I've got some spaghetti products in the background, and by that I mean I am currently in a phase of throwing spaghetti at the wall, metaphorically speaking, and I am testing out new products, and I'm letting myself play with my products. I am doing a little bit of market research in the background, but it's just a chance for me to test some things that I wouldn't usually do, to see how they land, or if they stick to the wall, the spaghetti. But, and I didn't think about this when I didn't reopen my Etsy shop, you need data. For any kind of experimenting or trying new things out, you want to get as much data as you can get your little sticky mitts on to see how well they are doing or not doing. I used to have this much time to spend on my business in a day, a week, whatever. Now it's like this much time. So I need to make sure that I'm being really mindful and strategic. Strategic. If I say it too fast, I can't say it. Strategic. Fuck it. I need to be more mindful about where I'm spending my time. So that's where the data comes in, because it helps you, or it helps me see which spaghetti items are getting the most traction, so that I can move in that direction and then drop what isn't working. At the moment, I have the analytics from my website, Instagram, that's kind of it. Because my website is linked to this YouTube channel, I do get some data from that, but I've only just recently been using this YouTube channel to sometimes promote my handmade products, so I haven't really got a huge amount there either. But I need more. I need more. more data. Enter Etsy. Because I don't expect to make sales on Etsy. But let's just say you've got a product that's getting a lot of views, it's getting favorited a lot, but it's not selling. That's a clue, because it could tell you that maybe your price is wrong, or maybe people are put off because there's expensive shipping. I didn't want to include that one because I know that Etsy don't like people charging for shipping, but tough. Anyway, my point is, data is important because it tells you if your product is doing well, if it's getting traction, if there's an interest for it, and if that interest isn't converting into sales, then it gives you clues as to what might be the barrier or the obstacle for the friction for your customers. Now, I must admit, I have gone back onto Etsy because I just wanted to make sure that their analytics were worthwhile, because there's no point in me going back on the bloody platform if their analytics have changed and gotten worse. They seem the same, so it's worth it for that. But I did notice something that I didn't notice at Christmas time. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this seems to be new to me. At the bottom of one of my old listings, when I went in to have a look at something that I'm thinking about buying for my daughter, she's upstairs and she might be able to hear, but her birthday's coming up and there's something on the site that I've just been watching. Anyway, when I scrolled down in that listing, there was a comparison table which I don't remember seeing before, and I think the reason it caught my eye was because the listing seems very cluttered the more you scroll down. And I think I was looking for the description. I did find it in the end, but the fact that you have to go hunting for the description, don't get me started. Anyway, yeah, that comparison table. Now, I've seen that on other platforms. Was it eBay or Amazon? It might have been Amazon. And that's on top of other listings as well being advertised on your listing. So it's like you've got, if I remember correctly, you had the sort of listing stuff, you had the reviews, then there was other people's listings on that listing, and then below that there was this table thing. I don't know if people are going to use that, if that's going to affect buyer behaviour, because it is towards the bottom of the listing. But if it does, then obviously that's going to change the analytics that each listing will get. Sorry, I've said listing way too many times and it now doesn't make sense. There's no way to find out without actually just doing it, but it was just something that caught my eye and I thought, what now? See, this is the stuff that I wanted a break from. Now, when I shut my shop, I had, for me at least, a buttload of listings. I had a small ton of PDF downloads because I was wondering if maybe that was the only kind of thing that would work on Etsy. So that was me pandering to their, I was going to say algorithm, but that's not it. Jumping through their hoops, essentially. They're not going up. I'm going to list or relist the one PDF pattern that I have, and that's the Stitch Sampler. And then that's it. No more patterns, no more PDFs for me. I'm going to list my spaghetti products. So those are all of the new items that I'm testing out that I want the data on. That's probably it. The project bags. Will I do the stick and I might put the stick and stitch patches up because they do sell occasionally and you never know. But yeah, the embroidered art and the project bags, you know, anything else like that, that's just going to be on my website. So there's going to be a very small handful of items. But again, I'm just using this platform for their analytics. I don't care if I don't get sales because I get them on my website anyway. I mean, I'll put in the regular amount of effort into the listings like SEO and stuff, but I'm just not going to be promoting the platform. But I might talk about what I find analytics wise with members of the channel membership. Members of the channel membership. Which reminds me, members of the channel membership, there is a membership video going up later this week, so keep an eye out for that. Now, I know I've been talking about Etsy so far in this video, but it's not just Etsy. I want to stop talking about getting on Pinterest and actually do it, because then I will have another source of analytics and data that will make 4. That's a good spread. 4 different platforms to get data from that I can use to see what things are working and what aren't. I haven't got a clue what I'm doing with Pinterest though, so that will be interesting. So yeah, there's going to be an element of relearning the platform and how to use it and where to find the information, because I don't even know that at this point. I don't even know what the analytics are like. It might be a hot mess. But fingers crossed, all of these platforms combined, my Shopify website, Etsy, Instagram and Pinterest, those 4 things combined hopefully will give me a better idea of what things are working. I mean, so far I've only listed 2 spaghetti items, as I call them. My jumpers, my refashioned jumpers, which you can kind of see in the background. Are they refashioned or restyled? Restyled, I think. Anyway, and my mending kits, which I released last week. But there are other things that I want to make. I used to make sort of kimono jacket robe things for festivals. I'm not going back to the festival theme, but I do want to make some more kimono inspired robe jacket things. I need to find a better name. You can kind of see on my mannequin there, maybe you can't, I don't know, playing with fabric. So a couple of those would be nice. I want to make some crossbody bags, and they're not new, but I do want to make some more project bags just because it's been a hot minute since I made a project bag and I've only got one left. That one. And it's lonely, so I want to make some spring themed ones, just a couple, because it's still wintry outside and I am itching for spring, so that's coming across in everything that I'm making right now. Even the mending kits that I launched last week, all of the fabric patches that I included in that pack were like florals, spring colours. And I looked at them and I was like, oh, and it's coming across in my work. So yes, back on Etsy, a lot sooner than I had anticipated. Not incredibly happy about it, but also perhaps looking at Etsy through the lens of analytics and data only instead of sales might be okay, because it's taking the pressure off. And if it doesn't do a good job of giving me any analytics or anything useful, then I can just shut my shop again. I mean, I'm trying to make myself feel better. I had a 2-month break, I shouldn't complain. But yes, if you want to know more about what I find out analytics wise, not just on Etsy but also across board, all of the platforms that I end up using, I'm intending to do a video on this a little bit later down the road once I've had some time to actually build up some data and make sense of it all. And also just once I finish this whole spaghetti throwing process, I'm going to make a video on the membership discussing what I've learnt. That's always fun. Because I embrace mistakes. I make a lot of mistakes, but you know what? I learn a lot from them too. So yeah, as I say, that's the plan in the not too distant future, to make a video on that for the channel membership. And as I say, there's a video going up for members this week, so if you are a channel member, look out for that. We're going to be talking about setting financial goals because we're coming out of that sort of sleepy, hibernation heavy winter period, and I'm starting to feel the urge to plan. I mentioned this at the start of the year. I don't like setting goals at the beginning of the year anymore. I just want to sleep at the start of the year, so I'm not a big goal setter. That tends to be around now when we're on the cusp of spring, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, planning. And I have some specific financial goals that I want to talk about. I want to talk about my financial goals in a space where I feel like I can do that. So that's why it will be up on the membership. But yeah, that will be this week, later this week, Friday. It'll be on Friday. And if you would like to join and haven't already, you can either find a join button underneath this video somewhere, or there's a link in the description. There's a link in every single video description. And if you would rather not, that's fine, because I will be here again next week. No idea what I'm going to be talking about because I haven't decided yet. It'll be a surprise to both of us. But until then, folks, take it easy. Take it easy. Take care. Bye. Why are you still here? The video's finished. But seeing as you are here, would you like to see something? New socks. Look at that green. Okay, the video's definitely over now. Go away. Go, go, go. I'll see you next week.